Hey guys, so I'm sitting in front of my laptop editing a video, and I just thought that I should clarify something. I'm not going to add it onto this video. I'm going to make it a separate video. I have talked a lot about Time4Learning. I wanted to do a quick review about Time4Learning just in case you're thinking about doing it for that online portion of your homeschooling year. So just to recap, my daughter's an only child. She's actually going into 4th grade. We just moved from Connecticut to New York in May. Okay, so we were homeschooling in Connecticut the entire time, moved to New York in May, yeah. So anyways, she started Time4Learning at the beginning of January. I just want to recap. I just want to quickly say that Time4Learning has been approved to use as a source of homeschooling for the New York State. So we sent everything in. They know the curriculum, and we were approved. So I just want to make sure that's said. But since we've been doing Time4Learning now for the last January, February, March, April, May, like the last 5 months or so, I think I can kind of give a good assessment and just a good review and feedback. You know what I'm saying? Feedback. What I would say though is that, how do I say this? Really monitor your children. So, for instance, math. If you're not paying attention, could just skip through a lot of the math questions and math assignments and not really get it. Because it's all online, you can kind of, for lack of a better word, fool the system and just kind of pick answers at random. If you get it wrong, try again, and then it becomes right. Only from process of elimination, and then your child doesn't really get it. I have seen it with the kids that I'm helping homeschool, and with my own daughter, that is a possibility of happening. So for that not to happen, you really have to just be there and monitor them as they go through their lessons. And the chapter tests that are usually at the end of each chapter, you know, whether it be for social studies. Social studies is a little bit harder because you have to do a lot of reading and note taking to get it. But math, you can kind of like, you know, and you don't want to mess around with math. You got to know what to do for math. You can't mess around with that. I take that very seriously. So what I did with Riley is really monitor her while she's doing her math and language arts, and just monitor, make sure she's getting it. And then after that, I'd pull her off online and we'd do some worksheets. And I'd sit beside her so that I'd make sure that she got what it was to do when she multiplied. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing that I would watch for. I don't know how other online programs are, but I know for Time4Learning, that's one thing that you really have to be on top of. And that's why I mentioned in my last video, and you probably have already seen it already, the one about my experiences at homeschooling so far. So I would say that that's why it's important to have some online work and book work. And, you know, work where maybe you're standing up in front of a whiteboard and demonstrating some things. And just, to me, a whole mixture of methods in order to get the message across, and in order to make sure that they're really getting what they need to get. Do you know what I'm saying? That they're not just passing on to the next thing or the next subject and they're not getting it. It's important for all subjects, but I know math for sure because math, as you and I know, builds on top of each other. It's so important to get it. It's so important. So that's why I'm super duper grateful that we didn't start online till January. She's had a solid 3.5 years of book work and me demonstrating things for her and being beside her and paper. She's had a long time, so that I know she does get some fundamental things. But now, as she's going into 4th grade, it's even more important that she gets it and that she's just not relying on something online. So that's just like my feedback. I just wanted to just jump on and say that. Okay, if you have any questions about Time4Learning, please ask them below. Or some of y'all have been emailing me directly. That's lovely. You can continue to do that. Asking them below could benefit other people as well, though, because maybe someone else has the same question. I don't know. But I'm just letting y'all know that's how Time for Learning works. Other than that, I think it's a great program, and it encompasses a lot: history, social studies, math, science. And there's also another section where you can actually add a language. I mean, there are probably 20 languages that you can add, and your kid can learn Italian to Spanish to French. There's so many things that your kid can learn. So that's also another thing to add on if you want. It costs more money to add on, but it's okay. I think it's worth it. Okay, so that's it. That's my Time for Learning review. Okay, bye.